Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. Going to show you what we're working on today. We are, well, I'll show you. And this is a bunch of composted mulch and manure. Look at that. Still got some big chunks in it. And we want to filter down for seedlings and stuff like that. We want to get the smallest stuff that we can for potting soil and doing it cheaply. This bag was $2 as opposed to potting soil, which is $7, $8, $9 depending on what you get. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a filter, kind of, or like a scene for this stuff. We're going to make several of them ultimately. I'll just show you the first one we're going to be doing. This is a piece of 2x4 that I had laying around, and we're going to cut this into 20-inch sections. Here's my speed square. You can see this is 1-inch hardware cloth. It's kind of big, but I want to get the big chunks out first. I don't expect to use this a whole lot. Now you can also use this if you're making your own compost and mulch ultimately. But what we're going to do is make a square. We're going to attach this to the bottom, and then we're going to shake all of our mulch through it, and it will hang on the wall and put away pretty good. And then we'll make another one out of 3/4, 1/2 inch hardware cloth, going down in size. You can use this for compost, for filtering out large chunks, like I said. You can also use this if you're doing worm farms, because the worms would kind of stick to this and the castings would fall down, and you can get the castings. So this will serve double duty. I said duty. Anyway, we're going to go outside. We're going to cut this thing up. I'm doing 20 inches square, and I'm just doing that because, like I said, this is an extra piece I had laying around, and I didn't want to have to go buy anything. This was here when we moved in, and I've always needed to have one of these, but for some of you, you might not know, this is a Swanson Speed Square. You can use this thing to build rafters. I have done decks with it, and this thing is probably 20 years old. As long as you don't lose it, it's okay. They come in plastic, which is really good if you're working on a roof, because this aluminum gets hot. So, more to come. Okay, we are back, and I used my DeWalt cordless saw to cut that up with, and it worked fine. It's good for, you know, small to medium jobs. And show you what we got. This is actually going to be 20 by 22 3/4, something like that. It's going to be rectangle. And why did I make it to these specifications? Because this is scrap, again, that I had. And you can see this is perfect, because I will put U-nails around, and I'll trim it. And then I might even get fancy and put like some rope handles to hold it and sift with. That would probably make it a little bit easier. And that's it. And then later on, when I find another 2x4 on the side of the road, I will make the 1/2 inch one. And this is just scrap. This is something I've needed for a while, but I don't need it all the dang time, and I didn't want to spend the money. Even the screws, you can see, are reclaimed out of old stuff, old 4x4s and 2x4s. So we're doing this on the cheap. So more to come. Okay, now there we go. I've gotten 2 sides of this thing done, and it's pretty straightforward. Got the bar clamp holding everything in place. Now we're going to spin it around. Some of this wood, I don't know why, it is so dang hard. I had to actually pre-drill a couple of holes, but it's okay. It could also be used, the fact that I'm using old stuff that's partially stripped out. So it's all good. More to come. There we go. Got this put together. One thing I would recommend though, if you are using salvage screws, go ahead and pre-drill your holes. Save you a lot of cussing. More to come. Okay guys, I changed my mind. I decided to go with a smaller one on the first build of this. Oh, got a little off on that one, but you can see what we're doing. Gonna take a pair of dikes and cut these off, smooth them down as much as we can so it won't scratch. So I set it initially to where I had enough space to use it. That's why it's kind of a little strap over here and a big scrap of it over there. So we'll show you the finished project. That's going to wrap it up though. Just like I said, some kind of little easy trick. I'm actually going to have to sweep the floor, so I'm just going to dump this out. And stores away, hangs on the wall on a nail or a screw, and it was free. Built it from scrap. Just stuff to think about. Take care of your people, guys.